Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new type of summoning event, which I don't know how to feel about it. I'm joined today by Shinny because we were just recording a collaboration all about Live Arena, so he's hopping in for this one. How are you doing, man?
Hello.
So yeah, you're gonna find that I think that'll be out probably tomorrow. So we're gonna be diving into some like underrated picks that should be played way more commonly by you guys in Live Arena that you haven't perhaps always been thinking about. Well, let's check this out. So this is from Plarium, right? A new type of event on Monday, the 19th of February. So upcoming Monday, there's gonna be a 5x event to summon Bannerlord champions from Ancient, Sacred, and Void shards. It affects all faction rarities, so uncommon, rare, all of them, legendaries, epics, but not primal, so not mythicals, and not champions with faction unity skills. So Aisling, it's a bit weird. I kind of expected that was why they were running this, but apparently not. And it's up for 24 hours. So kind of bizarre. Like, shit, did you have any initial thoughts on this, Shinny? Were you like, yes, this is the best thing ever?
Well, I mean, I don't really have many good banner or champions, so
Right.
it's not a big deal to me either way. But let's just say that I'm not surprised. Like, obviously, they are milking the Taras and Maritska factor, and the fact that it's the first Lord champion that we get, and
Yeah.
it's a very good faction. So people don't want to just get one, but some people want to get him like +4 as soon as they can. So this is their chance to do it.
Yeah. Like, are you able to share like any theory crafting? I'm just curious about that in terms of Aisling with Taras Marishka. Like, what is it like? Aisling double Taras Marishka? Is that what people are looking at, or
I have no idea, and honestly,
okay?
from what I've seen people talk about him, some people were kind of even disappointed and are not sure if he's even going to be used.
That
And
was my
I,
feeling.
I, don't,
Yeah.
I don't know yet, but yeah, that's what I heard from people that actually played with them.
Yeah. Like when I test him on the test server, I did the video on it. You guys can watch it if you didn't see it. But like I found that yeah, he really good for protecting you, but you need all banner lords for it to really be good. And his damage is really awkward to actually make happen. I don't know. Maybe it works better with Marishka. I don't have Tarator Marishka, so I don't know. But yeah.
And the thing is that you always usually like if you have Grixia, the team to go is like Taras, Maritska, UDK, and Grixia. Everybody is going to use that exact team in defense, and in offense you're going to use like Taras double. Maritska double Taras, and then one support champion that provides you buffs. It could be even Grixia, but usually it's either Sifi or Elva.
Mm,
But there's not really that much room for any different champions, and UDK and Grixia are so hard in defense because people don't want to fight them and you have slow fights with them even if you can beat them, that it's kind of hard to replace even if you have like really strong lord champion. So I
true.
honestly don't even know if he's actually going to be used or not, but I'm sure on the first reset like next week we are going to see him in even in top 30 for sure.
Yeah, I'm just doing some quick maths here as we go. So this is my rough thought. I was acting like Aerobat as well. I was trying to figure out how many champions are actually in shards, and I've got no idea. But some quick maths for you guys. Looking at ancients and sacreds, right? Let's say there are roughly 130 like normal legendaries from ancients or sacreds. I added it up. There's 15 or 16 including Aesilon, but he's not included in this. 15 are Banner Lords. So in an X5, it'd be 75 are from Banner Lords. So you have the 150 non-banner lords, the X5 banner lords, 190. So I figure it's going to be something like approximately 40% chance to get a banner lord legendary. That doesn't seem super useful to me though. Like you got a 40% chance to get one of these as opposed to anything else. Like I don't know. Maybe that's I don't even know if you can pull. Maybe you can. You probably can't pull him. So maybe you should have subtracted him as well. I think he's not in the summon pool yet, but I definitely, for me, I don't see this at all being a thing for ancients or sacreds. Like, do you see any way that you would do that? That seems crazy to me.
Yeah, there doesn't really seem anything at all. Like
Yeah.
Staldus, I mean, you don't want to get empowered Staldus. There is way better champions to get, so
Yeah. Kasha is good. Actually, we didn't talk about Kasha. I meant to in the thing. Like, she's quite good. I know Biohack is her, like, I think +2 as because she's real fast, like as a speed booster for a speed team. That's a cool one, and she's good to get empowered. But I mean, there was a 15x I think for Kasha recently, so I feel like you'd be crazy to be pulling in this one. Like, yeah, that seems nuts. But I'm trying to work out the voids here right now. Um, I think there's, let's say, if there are roughly 50 voids legendaries that are pulled. I don't know if that's quite right, but let's say there are. 4 of them are Bannerlords because you can't pull Quintus. And the 4 that you can pull, like Taras Marishka, are insane. Raglan and Baron are decent as well. Do you actually?
The funny thing, honestly, is that I think Baron, I wouldn't ever say Baron is decent.
Oh,
Baron is
really?
barely used anymore. He's kind of totally out of the meta, which is kind of ironic because he was by far the best snooker in the game at one point. But even in like, well, in classic arena, you don't see him at all. But even in live arena, you will definitely see more style boost than Baron in live arena. So
Yeah, that's yeah. That it's kind of bad. I like, if I'm working this out right, it's actually not great for. Maybe I've done something wrong. And sorry, I destroyed you. There we go. You're back. If I did it quick, I said if there's 50 champs from voids and 4 banner lords, you'd have 20 banner lord cards basically in the deck, and then there'd be so -4 from that plus the 20, 66 total. It's only like a 30% chance if I'm working that out correctly. I could be absolutely wrong, but if that is what it is, actually, again, not great, I would say. Like, if a 30% chance that your Void Legendary would be one of these 4, I don't know, 15% chance it would be Taras Marishka, which are the really good ones.
but let's think about it. I assume they will do this event with other factions as well.
Yeah.
Maybe some other factions will have like way better, maybe undead or demon spawn.
Maybe, yeah. Like, my initial feeling would be, like, if I look at the undead voids, like, yes, Sifi Nekret, but you don't super want these? Like, they're usable, but not crazy? I feel like
Yeah,
the voids, surely Bannerlords is the best, seeing as they've got probably the 2 best voids in the game. I don't know. Um,
yeah. I'm just trying to think that maybe there's something, but yeah, maybe it's actually the best one.
yeah, that's a tricky one. Like, let us know in the comments, guys, what you think. Shadowkin might be okay. Shadowkin, like, Riho's good. Yumiko, Shuzen. You can't pull Jinro, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's quite
That's really
good.
good. So basically,
Yeah.
2 really strong PvP champions and 1 strong PvE, and only like 1 out of 4 isn't like top tier. So
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, the big question for me is, like, we've got time to work it out because I don't think this one's probably worth going for, perhaps. But how does that compare to like 15x events to progressive chance? And I mean, I've already seen the speculation in the content creator chat. They're kind of like, well, we're not going to run any Taras Marishka events specifically. Now it's, you got to pull for all the banner lords and hope for them along the way. They're sort of milking it though at the same time. I don't know. This is a spicy one. I'm very curious what the chat thinks about this.
yeah, maybe demon spawn with non-voids could be good as well because
Oh yeah,
you have like Duchess and Kaimar and some other pretty good champions as well. But I think everybody needs to get those 2 champions basically.
yeah, that's true. Interesting. I wouldn't mind a Duchess. I've been waiting for 3 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I want to get a +4 Duchess. It's kind of funny because I only got my first Duchess maybe like a little bit more than a year ago, but in the like 6 months after that, I got 2 more. So I played the game for like almost 4 years without any, and then I got 3 of them in 6 months. So maybe you can get the +4 Duchess in the like this year, or you never know.
Yeah, maybe. We've got like both of those are good. I mean, a Chrysia would be very desirable. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think about this? Like, which faction would look the most appealing? Like, I find this pretty questionable. Like, it's kind of I think it's a fun idea for an event. Like, oh, pull for a specific faction. I think it's a fun idea. I'm just not sure. Like, on a random Monday, is there a reason to go for this? I don't know. I'll have to work out the mats a bit more and compare it across, but it seems like a fun idea, but I don't know if it's worth it. That's sort of my feeling about it. Do you feel the same on that, Shani? Or are you like, no, I'm skipping all of them?
Yeah. I mean, I'm tentatively probably gonna skip all of them, but maybe there's something that I will change my mind. But
Yeah.
I do like the event. I think even if it's not like better than normal event, it kind of thematically makes sense, and it sounds more like fantasy thing. If we're getting the faction lords or whatever they're called in Raid now, it kind of makes sense if we also has like faction specific like champion pools, and maybe we can have faction specific live arena tournaments. We could do that as well.
I was thinking that would be actually really cool. Yeah, more theme. I love me some themed content in the game. Like Faction Wars is amazing. Curse City is a little too restrictive, I will say, but it's got a good concept. But yeah, that would be fun, like faction specific stuff, or like pick one faction and commit to it for live arena. Get some, I don't know, they could do some cool stuff, and I think it's a way to make more champions good as well. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see though.
By the way,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. Here's a prediction. I don't think I'm not saying they're gonna do it, but
Okay.
considering all the new OP stuff that they're pulling out and how hard Cursed City is,
Yeah.
now we got the Primal champions. Maybe they will make some kind of weird gimmick mechanic for Cursed City that when we get the Primal Void champions,
Uh.
maybe you can use them like with any affinity. Like let's say that you need only Force affinity nukers. Maybe you can use Void Primal champions with
Ooh.
everything, or they could introduce some kind of new type
A
that will be
yeah, yeah.
that will be good at Cursed City, and then everybody has to buy them to actually be able to
Yeah.
do it properly.
Yeah, here's a good idea. Like maybe after this last mercenary champions, right? Legendary, but they can fight for any faction. Hey, wait, there we go. Let's go. The mercenary faction that can help you in curse. That's fun. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they will sell a lot of shards with those. So
Yeah.
it kind of sounds, maybe we're giving bad ideas to Plarium, but it kind of sounds like something that they would do. So
Yeah, man, they're taking notes here. That's a couple more predictions. I was looking at this. We're actually really close to the end of the mythicals. Let's go totally off rails. Why the heck not for fun? I think undead we're missing, and then one of the other ones, but I forget which one. Is it ogres maybe? Yeah, I think they're the last two factions with zero mythicals. Um, so they should probably be coming soon. Like, what do you think's gonna happen after that? Do you think it's void mythicals are coming like after this first batch, or do you think there's gonna be like more mythicals first, just regular ones?
yeah, I think, I mean, I don't know in what order, but I think Void
Yeah.
Mythical is inevitable because I remember when we got the like mythic items,
Mm-hmm.
people were saying that okay, that's it, and we're not gonna get mythic chaos or mythic champions. But
Oh,
both of
cool.
those basically happened, so I think it's like 100% guaranteed that we're gonna get Void Primals at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Like well, I'd be wondering about is like if it could be. I think it'd be weird though. They didn't rule. I thought it was interesting that they didn't rule it out. They said initially that there's not going to be any voids in the regular primal shards. So I was kind of wondering, like, oh, are they leaving it open to just add them in, or they could always like this Christmas, for instance, bring out the Great Void, and that could drop void primals. That would make a lot of sense. And that could be your only source of void primal mythical champions. But I don't know, but it's a possibility. But yeah, I definitely agree. They're 100% gonna do it. Also interesting in the content creator chat today. I don't know if they meant to say, but they were kind of like, oh well, the faction unity, it's gonna take ages for them to come out. It's gonna be like at least a year and a half of this stuff. So it sounds like they're planning to do one per month basically with the faction unity guys. So it's gonna be like kind of like the mythicals are. But even a bit slower, right? Because there've been two mythicals per batch.
Yeah, and I can say that I don't know if they like me talking about this, but we know from past leaks that Plarium plans things like way beforehand,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
the champions are created often like 1 or 2 years, like they are fully ready 1 or 2 years before they're actually released in the game. So I'm sure all of the initial mythical champions are or primal champions are done ages ago,
Yeah.
and they're just slowly dripping in, and it's their plan. One very famous example is that um, the existence of Harima was leaked like 1.5 years ago before she was released.
Oh wow.
And lots of people knew her exact kit, and it didn't even change at that time. And everybody knew that her passive was coming and was waiting for that. That was like way before Baron buff and anything. And then when we
Right.
got Baron in the game, people were kind of like laughing about it because we had heard about Harima ages ago.
Oh.
And then we knew that okay, now they introduced Baron and George it, and they're making these crazy champions with ignore defense, and we got Monster and so on. And then we know that they're later gonna introduce Harima that is gonna totally destroy those champions, and people have to wail for the new OP thing against those.
Oh no way. I actually had no idea. I hadn't heard about that before. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, but it's interesting. Another interesting fact when we were talking to them is that like the content stuff, it's actually a bit of a shorter pipeline. I thought that they would be making content like 1 or 2 years in advance, but I think they were saying that like Curse City was less than a year to make that. So it does seem to be kind of a faster turnover. So it does mean that like the stuff that, let's say they'd like to do big stuff at Christmas, like they might only be starting working on it now. Then again, they might have been working on it for ages. Like definitely, the Great Void clan boss, like that seems like it's been in the works probably for, at least as a concept, for a long time. Or we know like there's this new DVC mode coming, new clan wars, something like they've been hinting towards a few different things. So I'm very curious, like what's actually going to happen. Quick fire questions to end us off on this flurry of topics in the video. What do you think are the top 3 mythicals from the ones that are released so far? So we've got nearly all of them, the initial set out. If you could pick 3, difficult.
Yeah, well, it's kind of situational, but I would definitely say that Grixia is number 1.
Okay.
For sure.
With the resets and yeah.
Yeah. Not only does she have a reset and like she resets your own cooldowns and blocks enemy cooldowns, but she also has buff strip on the same skill. And then she also has immunity buff and everything else. She does so many things that people even forget like the things that she does, because her other skills are good as well, not just the lockout and the cooldown reset.
Yeah.
But other 2, I guess I would say that Lazarus is very strong nuker in live arena, very popular. He has a lockout as well. It's not quite as strong because it's only 2 turns, which is in practice just 1 turn.
Yeah, just 1 turn.
It's not that. Yeah, it's not that horrible deal, but he also has many other things. Like he's a nuker that has a revive on his passive, which is funny, and he also has block buffs, debuff, and many other things. He ignores shields and so on. And I don't know if it's too preemptive to say, and maybe I'm forgetting some really good primal, but if you look at the High Elves ones, the new High Elves champion, maybe I would even place it number 3. I don't know if it's going to be number 3, maybe even better, but he seems super interesting. So far, I have only fought against him 1 time, but that fight was like weird. That I think I was using Xena, and I basically killed his team very early on, but he had like triple reviver basically. He had this champion, Sifi and Maritska, and I don't remember what was the nuker, maybe like Taras. And this champion has like insane CC. He has all kinds of things like buff strip and CC and so on. He has stun and block active skills on 1 skill, and it buff strips, and then another skill he has stun on everybody. But he also does revive, and he's insanely tanky as well. So
yeah, he's a cool one. I mean, a lot of them are strong. Like when I did try him on the Alaz is pretty good, defensive nuker, and sort of flexible as well. I think Androck is pretty. I've seen people hyped about Androck. I think because of, I don't know if you fought him in live arena at all. I think it was
Never.
This one. Is he any? Have you found him difficult to fight against? Because the AOE enfeeble basically, which stops you. It makes you weak.
I have never fought him, and I haven't seen people talk about him either. So I'm gonna assume that he's not that good. Okay, but the new Barbarian one, I have seen lots of people talk about him, and I don't think I have fought him, but I have seen other people already meet him multiple times.
Yeah, he's good. I tried him out. He's really good. He's very, very good. Okay, interesting. Lots of topics in that video there, but yeah, guys, the key topic, the core topic, let us know what you think about the X5 Bannerlords. Yeah, because it's a new thing. It's a new thing. It's another shard event, which is nice because honestly, the portal, I think there was a couple of days in the week where that wasn't glowing, and that's just not right. It needs to be non-stop glowing. But thanks to Shinny. Thank you for joining once again. Anything you want to say here as we're ending this impromptu collab?
Thanks a lot for having me. It's been fun. And yeah, I will say that 5 shard events per week is not enough. We can maybe make it 7 or even more than that. But Plarium is definitely aiming for that. It's like their new year resolution or something, that we're going to do as much champion events as possible.
Yeah, we got to go to next level. We have to have multiple non-interactive and overlapping shard events. So yeah, like progressive chance is sort of that, but you got to go further. You have to go further. You have to have like 1 progressive chance and then another one, and you can only pick 1 or something like that. Multiple. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.